Alrighty, Braison, hope you're doing well, man. Hey, apologies for getting this video out late to you. Been a little bit busy at work, but wanted to get this video over to you to kind of go over your mechanics from the last time that we met and kind of worked on pitching. Get your mechanics, kind of compare it to a guy by the name of Jacob deGrom, one of the best pitchers to ever live when obviously he's healthy. But want to get your mechanics side by side of his, just so you can kind of see the difference in mechanics, talk about exactly what we talked about in our lesson, and from there, just kind of the points that we're going to continue to hit. So I'm going to play your mechanics side by side, and then we'll go from there. All right, so first things first, right? I really honestly like your mechanics, Braison, a lot. The big thing that we did talk about is giving yourself a little bit more space here in your setup, right? And the reason for that is it's better naturally for you, right? Instead of having to go back first to then go forward, what we want to do is just like deGrom, where we're up and going down, right? So that's one of the things that we talked about in our lesson of what are some things that we're working on, right? But I really, really like your mechanics overall. Like, it's great. Great to this point. Now, you are a power W guy, okay? Which is perfectly fine because I was a power W guy. But let me explain what the power W is. So it was kind of pioneered by a guy that was a Cubs pitcher back in the day. His name is Mark Pryor, if you look it up. The reason of the power W is because you get into this position right here, right? Where both of our hand and our glove are pointed down. The power W, contrary to popular belief, is not bad. The reason they say it's bad is because of this. This is why the power W is not usually good. If I were to draw a line right here, you're going to notice that your elbow falls below your shoulders. The reason that people do not like the power W in baseball is because what happens is when we go through our mechanics, whenever we get to that power W, it's very, very hard for us to get our arm back up above our shoulder, right? So there's a correct way and an incorrect way to do it, right? Immediately what we have to train is what we talked about with this bare position, where Jacob deGrom gets, where he is, as you could see, above the shoulder, right? Or level with the shoulder, right? The reason we want to do this is because, number one, alleviates stress off our elbow. Number two, helps with efficiency for pitching, right? So there's two things that the reason why we want to do that, right? So that is the biggest thing that I would continue to recommend, right? And ways that you can work on that is just simply by like throwing a football. We kind of talked about that Nolan Ryan pioneered it. Paul Skeens does it nowadays for the Pittsburgh Pirates. But the reason is it's going to make you get your shoulder above, or rather get your elbow above your shoulder, right? Because you're going to feel it. It's very, very hard to throw a football when you're trying to push your elbow kind of like this, right? Plus, if you notice another thing too, take a look at how much, so your elbow starts down here. Actually, I'm going to draw some lines real quick. Your elbow's here, okay, to start. Watch how high it jumps. Then it jumps all the way up here, right? Versus if you take a look at deGrom's real quick, if I were to clear everything, let's go down. Now let's go look down. His elbow starts here, and it ends just a little bit above, right? It goes on plane still, okay? So that's with the power W. And we'll talk about next time of how to get up with the power W. There's a modification to the power W that we can make in order to help your arm more, okay? But I like your mechanics. I really do. You land level, which is a big, big thing that a lot of athletes, when they first start out pitching, they struggle with. And the good thing about you is, take a look what happens, is your leg then extends, right? Extends out. That's exactly what we wanted to do. So that's really, really good stuff there, Braison, okay? But the big thing for you is going to be taking everything to the plate. If you notice, your glove causes you to finish to the left side, right? Causes you to finish towards first base, which causes you to either throw outside and low or high and in, right? Because, and we talked about this in the lesson, what happens a lot of times, and it's really strange, I don't know why this happens, but it happens, is when we do this scooping motion with our glove, it causes us to fall to the left side. It just does, because, you know, obviously physics and inertia takes all of our weight towards that way, right? Versus if you take a look at deGrom, if you notice, deGrom closes his glove right there. And there is a reason that he's doing that. It's because to keep compact within himself, to take everything into his armpit, right? And you see that he finishes directly to home plate, right? Versus we're kind of finishing towards the left-handed batter's box, okay? But outside of that, Braison, I really like your mechanics. It's explosive. It generates enough energy to get to where we need to be. I like it a lot. I think right now the next step is just obviously tinkering with your mechanics a little bit, getting them nice and sound. From then, that's where we're going to be able to have fun and start kind of working on your pitches, which we kind of did this past lesson a little bit. Start kind of working on pitch design and, the things that you're able to do and get more bites on your off speeds and get, more action on those pitches. And then from there, we're able to build velocity, especially as you continue to grow in age and you start to get stronger, get in the weight room. When you start to grow up, that you're going to notice those things start to happen. So, but I at least wanted to get this video over to you just so you always have this as kind of like a cornerstone, if you will, that you can always resort back to this video. So really good stuff, Braison. Really excited to continue to work with you. Feel free to reach out if you got any questions.